Hello and welcome. Right now I'm going to show you how to hand in your project, okay, which is going to be a little bit more complicated. First off, right now I'm in the most recent version of After Effects. And so you'll notice up here, as opposed to my earlier lessons, that there is no RAM preview here. So what you just do is when you just want to play, you notice how there's lots of like little green specks here because those things have already been previewed, or the machine will render those in real time. If I want to, I can just click and see how fast that went. It rendered through just by hitting play. If yours is more memory intensive, then this is just like a little animation. If you were going to, it will maybe just build its way through. It will run it through once and then it'll just go through again. If you're still having trouble rendering through and it's just being slow, feel free to change this from full resolution down to like a quarter resolution. You see how that's a lot more fuzzy now, just for the sake of working quicker, okay? So right now we're just going to go to full. And you can see here's my little animation. My old one disappeared. Actually, it was an old tutorial that I am using, and so now I've just deleted my raw footage. So unfortunately, we just have to. We're just going to have to export with this. So we can play this. All right, and this is. All right, just a fun little animation. Okay. Let's export. Now, there's a couple of things, depending on the computer that you have, and that you may see other things. Now, some people will export with this render queue right here. Okay, let's get rid of that. I'll just start fresh. So you're in your composition. You want to export that composition as a movie. You might think, and I'm going to show you what not to do right now. Okay, don't go File and Export right there and add to render queue. What this will do is that it will, yes, it will render your movie, but your movie will be absolutely massive, okay? Because what it'll do, if you see here in lossless settings, every frame will be as like a perfect frame of video, and your file for like 10 seconds will be like a gig for every 10 seconds. It's just absolutely massive. And if you try and go in and you play with the settings here, you will not be able to do it. It's something that Adobe has taken out just for the sake of converting things to like an H.264 type of compression. It was really buggy, and so actually they've actually taken it out, and we have to do it a different way. The way that we are going to do it is with, if you haven't downloaded Adobe Media Encoder, feel free to download that, okay? And so I've got it booted up, and so it may have already downloaded with your After Effects. It may have downloaded both as a package. And so what you will need to do is that you'll have to go File and Export. And instead of render queue, you will add to Adobe Media Encoder. Now this is going to be slow, but well worth it, okay? So in fact, I might have done a test for you. I remember, I think I exported this one at full, and it was like 150 megs in size. And then I exported it with the Media Encoder, and it was 2. Okay, so we're not just talking a little difference here. So let's go to add it to Adobe Media Encoder. And that will boot up your Media Encoder, and it may be very slow the first time you do it. I already have mine booted up, and it's right here. Now, After Effects is in the process of taking all my files. It's making a package, and it's going to send the files here. That happened pretty quick. It's not normally that quick. And this is what we care about right here, H.264. And so that as long as it's got this H.264 compression, then your file will be good. I guarantee it. Then we're just going to click on this blue type here, much like you might be used to with like Premiere. I'm going to go Thornborough intro, and I'm just going to put that on my desktop there. And we're just going to hit save. And then I can mess with it, but I'm going to leave that there. And then, so this is where I'm going to be putting it. And then this is the compression, H.264, very important. Then you hit play. All right, so then it's just going to go through, it's going to chew through. You're going to see maybe a preview of what it's doing, and then it's going to chew through it. Okay, there it goes. It's going, this is going, I'm sure, much faster than your Superman jump will. And you get the ding at the end. Let's take a look at our file. I go to my desktop here. Now here's my, okay, so look at this. There's my Thornborough intro. It is 1.2 megs, okay? This one here, this is the one that I did through the render queue, and it was 147 megs, okay? There's no comparison. And then when I go to do that, that's like 100 times the size. And then the one that's only 2 megs, like there's nothing wrong with this, okay? Okay. So that's how you, so then you just take your file, and this is the file that you're going to upload to either YouTube or your Google Space, and then you put on your website for MediaMarkt. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.